Hello, this is Riding with Rhi. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you've joined at just the right time. I have just bought my first horse at age 27 after riding all my life and wanting one. If you're not so new here, thank you so much for your patience over the last few months as I've gone through the process of finding my first horse. So when I was in the process of buying Woody, I did videos as I went along, little reaction videos in real time. And what I'm going to do is share those with you today. I'm going to show you some of the footage from the viewing that no one has seen before of the first time that I rode and jumped Woody. I'm then going to show you a little bit of a real-time footage after I went back and hacked him out, and then I'm going to show you footage from the vetting and when Woody first came home. So a lot of really cool moments from the process of actually buying him. I do hope to sit down with you one day and talk you through all the things I learned throughout the process, things I would have done differently, things that I'm really proud that I did. But for now, this is all about those real-time reactions of actually trying Woody and bringing him home. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you do, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe. We are coming into spring and summer. Woody and I are going to get to know each other, and there are a lot of firsts ahead, including our first events together, so do stay tuned because it is going to be a roller coaster of a year ahead. See you soon. When I first started viewing horses, I would sit down in my car and do a little video and be like, oh, I've gone to a horse viewing, blah, blah, blah. And then I've seen 6 horses now, and after like the second, I stopped doing these videos because I was like, I'm never going to find them. However, I am now like one step further in the process, so I thought I should actually do a video and give you an update. So I found a horse. We put in a viewing. So this is the first video I ever took of Woody. When we arrived at the yard, I took a friend with me who was really knowledgeable with horses and knew my riding really well. We've known each other for years. And we just went in the stable and had a quick check over of him, made sure there was nothing wrong, but also just made sure that his temperament was what they said it had been, that he was comfortable being touched over his back and legs, and he wasn't going to bite and kick and all the normal stuff, touching his ears, things like that. So once we were happy with that, Steve, who was helping to sell Woody, did a trot up for us. So walked him up and then walked him back and then trotted him up and trotted him back for us. And I sent those videos to my coach as well. And then it was time for Steve to get on and show Woody off. So he walked him round on both reins, trotted him round on both reins, cantered him round on both reins, and then he did a few jumps for us. And then he asked if there was anything that I would like to see. I was super happy by that point, so it was time for me to get on. I was so nervous to be riding in front of Steve, who was this 4-star event rider, and there's me coming to try this new horse. Honestly, I was so nervous. So I had a walk, trot and cant around, and I told Steve before I got on that he was welcome to give me any tips or pointers. He's an instructor anyway, and he knows the horse better than me. So it was really nice actually to have someone there just giving me a few hints and tips as I went along. And as I got more comfortable, I began to settle in and ride a little bit better. So once I'd done a walk, trot, canter on both reins, we then went into jumping. So we started with a cross pole and then we put it up to a straight bar, and then I ended up jumping a jump with fillers and a spread, which although felt really small and looked small on camera at the time, I'm not the bravest jumper on brand new horses. I don't just get on and jump anything. So knowing that I just did it without a second thought, going around and jumping this spread and stuff, made me realise that he made me feel really comfortable, and that was such a good sign for me. So I came away from this feeling really, really good. So I am going to hack the horse out tomorrow just to kind of do one more ride on them and make sure that nothing's awry. And then we have the vetting on Thursday. So it's Tuesday right now, hacking tomorrow, and then the vet Thursday. And I first rode him on Saturday. So that's sort of how quickly we've gone. But I guess I just wanted to take a moment to sort of say, if anyone else is going through this process for the first time, I think it's supposed to be this like super exciting, like enchanting process. But I've honestly found this whole process to be incredibly stressful, and it's been a really hard thing because every time that you get on a horse or you view a horse, I find that I'm fighting between these two emotions of like, it's got to feel right, you're going to have this magic sparks fly moment, and at the same time really tempering myself and being like, don't get too excited, don't get carried away. And those are really difficult things to be swinging between. I would have never jumped a spread and a filler on a horse that I just didn't feel really comfortable on, especially a new horse. I'm just not that way inclined, and I haven't felt that way about any of the horses I've tried. So I'm trying to keep my mindset that if anything goes wrong between now and then, or I change my mind, or something doesn't feel right anymore, that I'm perfectly fine to walk away. But equally, like, if he's the one, like, that's amazing, and I'm really excited. So today I had the great opportunity to hack Woody out. I schooled him on Saturday. That was my first viewing, and then I put a deposit down, and I said I'd really like to hack him out before we have the vetting, which is tomorrow. So I hacked him out, and he was great. I put him in front of the other horse, I put him behind, I made him stand while the other horse walked off. We were in an open field, then we did a bit of traffic, we did some trotting up the road, I did a gate on him. I basically did everything I could think of to make him like bomb proof and see what would happen. I had long reins, I had short reins, and it was just really nice actually. The guy selling him, Steve, was just really excellent and just made me feel really comfortable. So he like passed that in my view with flying colours. I was able to tack him up, untack him, rug him up, rugs off. It was just a really good way to like see what he would be like in an everyday scenario, which I know not a lot of people get to do, but I'm really grateful I got to ride him for the second time, and it's made me feel really, really positive about tomorrow. So now we just have to go to sleep tonight. I've called Hannah, my coach. We've had a chat about what's happening tomorrow in the vetting, what we can expect. And all I can do now is wait and see what happens. So I'll update you guys tomorrow, but this is the closest I've been in this whole process to finding a horse, and I get really good vibes from him, and I don't want to get too excited. One more sleep. So the next stage was to do the vetting. There are two types of vetting that some riders choose to do when they buy a horse, a 2-stage vetting and a 5-stage vetting. I chose to do a 5-stage vetting. And again, I didn't record all of it, but here are a few of the pieces of the vetting that you can see taking place. Woody, of course, passed the vetting, which is great news. So then it was all about making the final payment and getting him home. So I had a text from the transport lady. Someone's already excited to meet him. Had a text from the transport lady. She said she was 30 minutes away, so just popped up to the yard. The bed is all ready for him, so I'm just going to grab his rugs, put them up here and get a few things sorted, and then he'll be here. I've also got a little bottle of champagne for when he arrives. A dream 27 years in the making. So my lovely friend has gifted me 5 rugs, which is so sweet, just to get me started. So I've got a cotton sheet, I've got a stable rug with a neck, a stable rug without a neck, a turnout, and then Woody comes with a turnout and he's wearing a Thermotex, which my friend gave me as well, which is so sweet. But yeah, there's a few rugs that were lying around their rug room that they were like, oh, you can have them, I'm not needing them. But yeah, it was such a lovely thing to do. So the rugs are all up here ready, and now we just need Woody. Maxie, are you excited to meet Woody? You're a good boy, Max. You're so sweet. Are you excited? Yes. So excited to meet Woody Woodpecker. He's a good boy. Good boy, Max. Here he is. Oh, good boy, Wood. It is stressful, isn't it, Pumpkin? We can't even tell you where you're going. He's sweet, isn't he? Oh, steady.
It's quite sort of jumpy when you just do things like that. Like when we put it up.
Yeah.
He didn't like the noise of the...
I think he's quite a sensitive chap.
Yeah, I think he is.
Oh,
He's a boy.
He is a boy.
Boys are
Oh, your things have fallen down, haven't they? Perhaps they're a little bit big. So the first thing I did when Woody arrived was obviously tied him up and took his boots off. He had the Premier Equine ones on that I bought a few weeks ago, and they just slipped down a little bit. I then offered him a little bit of water just in case he was thirsty, and then I redid his rug in case it had slipped back or got uncomfortable during the journey. Then I just popped him away in his stable with a hay net so that he could have a little relax and get acquainted with his new environment. Good boy, Wood. So Woody's there. I'm trying not to bother him too much so that he can relax and get used to everything. So I'm just sorting stuff out here, but yeah, he's settled down really nicely. He seems like a happy boy. I'm really pleased. I've just arrived at the yard, my first day as a horse mum, and the first order of business is to give this to my amazing coach who has taken on so much of this with all the phone calls and the text, the videos and calling people for me. So this is number 1, and then we'll go see Woody. Don't want to be too close. Hopefully it won't pop too. Well, Here is to 27 years. Oh! 27 years of wanting a horse and finally got one. Good boy.